I just panic bought another 15,000 HBAR. Okay, some of that was fresh capital, some of that I transferred from my Algorand bag. But guys, a little bit of an earlier video today because we're getting a bit of a dip in the market, and I just felt compelled to come on here, explain I keep stacking my HBAR bag and why I'm doing that. So if we look at the chart, right, HBAR still structurally looks good, okay? We had our accumulation range, we broke out, we came back in to retest the middle of the range. We bounced out hard with that news we got last week, and now we're coming back down. I would have liked to see us hold 10 cents, but we're still retesting these previous highs right over here. So it doesn't look bad. Obviously, it's coming down because Bitcoin's coming down. It's not just coming down on its own. So Bitcoin's getting a bit of a dip back into this yellow box of mine, like the bottom of the range. I think it's going to hold. I think it's going to be okay. So at this point, I just want to keep stacking this HBAR bag at these lower prices. Obviously, it would have been great to get down here at 4.5, 5 cents. I got a good amount down there, and it would be great to keep buying more. But we are where we are now. And I think that the future for HBAR is just unbelievable. As I stated in my previous video, the big two for me are XRP and HBAR. The connections they have, the utility that they have, and what they're going to do in the real world just supersedes anything else within the market, in my opinion. So all I really wanted to do was, again, state I'm stacking my bag more. I had another 15,000 HBAR, and I wanted to go through what the HBAR Foundation has been announcing since that last announcement with BlackRock and tokenizing the BlackRock fund on Hedera. They've just been dropping news after news after news, and it's like nobody's paying attention. I'll probably do a video later today about XRP as well, because we got some big XRP news yesterday, and again, nobody cares. So this is chronological. So this is after the announcement of the BlackRock fund being tokenized on Hedera. They go ahead and tweet, real world use case solving real world problems to drive real world value. Welcome to Hedera, the network processing more real transactions per second than the next top 100 networks combined. Almost 2,000 transactions per second. Second place is Solana at 760. And then after that, it just drops off tremendously. They are doing more real-time transactions per second than the next 100 blockchains combined. That's insane. That that's a huge disparity, and people just don't care. They go on here. So here's what it looks like when 32 of the most prominent organizations in the world unite to build on it and govern a network, and just showing all of their governing council, like I've gone over plenty of times. Boeing, Dell, Chainlink, Hitachi, Google, IBM, LG, Ubisoft, Standard Bank. Just you see all these massive names. So why are you doubting it? You got to back the big players. You got to bet on the big players, in my opinion. We'll continue. The Hedera network is purpose-built for institutional real-world asset tokenization at scale. That's why Hedera's governing council, ABRDN PLC, the UK's largest active wealth manager, tokenized its flagship Lux Sterling MMF on the network. There you go. Another fund being tokenized on Hedera. No one seems to pay attention or care. Like, they've just been dropping news bombs after news bombs since that BlackRock fund announcement. One team, 500 metric tons of carbon credit being onboarded to the Hedera Guardian as on-chain real-world assets. This Earth Week, we're celebrating our refi partner, IO Alicot, and Intel Workall in our aligned vision to make climate finance auditable. So this is going to be a big narrative, stuff with climate and carbon credit as we go farther into the future, in my opinion. So they're working with these people that are trying to onboard these carbon credits onto the blockchain. And obviously this isn't what I want for the future, but this is the way that things are going. So you have to pay attention and capitalize on that. To continue, France's state-owned energy supplier and Hedera governing council member, EDF official, is building multiple real-world asset use cases on the Hedera Guardian. As part of Earth Week, we'll be highlighting the sustainability of refi use case that are only made possible by Hedera. And they go on to elaborate more down here as well on that announcement. Another thing being tokenized as a real world asset. Then they end up here clarifying. They said they want to clarify around Tuesday's announcement. So the Archax team, in partnership with owner AIO, has tokenized its shares of BlackRock ICS US Treasury money market fund and selected Hedera. The development builds on the growing portfolio of institutional real-world assets on Hedera. You can learn more about the MMF with CEO of Archax. So all they're really saying here is just clarifying that, yes, this BlackRock fund has been tokenized on Hedera through this company. And if we notice here, the growing portfolio of institutional real-world assets, they're focused on the institutions. We're still in a market that's driven by like this idea of what's exciting for retail, but eventually I believe we will get to that point where it's institution driven, and they're working with all the big institutions on the back end. Continuing, the team of DOVU officials helping scale climate finance from billions of dollars to trillions via real-world assets on the Hedera Guardian. For Earth Week, we're spotlighting how. Through DOVU OS, the team is helping to transparently scale the carbon markets to meet global demand. More stuff being tokenized on Hedera. It doesn't stop. You could read more about it here. Continuing, real-world asset tokenization focuses on bringing tangible assets into the digital realm, enabling them to be represented as tokens on Hedera. This creates opportunities for investors, asset owners, and the broader economy, with many yet to be discovered. So they're just highlighting the importance of real-world assets. A little graphic here. Continuing, diamonds are one of the greatest store of value. Despite this, investing in diamonds is massively overlooked, with only 1% of a 1.2 trillion supply allocated. Noticing this gap, Diamond Standard migrated from Ethereum and began its real-world asset tokenization journey on Hedera, tokenizing diamonds. It's another market that they're capturing. A little bit more they say here. Traditionally, diamonds investments has required great expertise due to a lack of standardization. Where the markets like precious metals have specific cost, weights, ratio, diamonds are far more complex with quality, size, clarity, and many other characteristics influencing price. Along the lack of standardization, the diamond market has been highly opaque and illiquid, making it difficult for investors to evaluate diamond investments, assess potential risk and reward, or even capitalize on gains. So leveraging Hedera, they've been able to develop a sophisticated regulator reviewed and fully autonomous process that takes the physical diamonds from source to tokenization with complete transparency at every single stage. It also increases the liquidity because it's on chain, so it can be sold and traded much faster and much more efficiently. And you could read the rest if you want down here. Again, so Hedera enters the top 3 chains by development activity, just getting started. So you can see here, developer activity, HBAR is now at number 3 and climbing. Crazy. And finally, the Red Swan CRE team began tokenizing its $5 billion real estate portfolio as real-world assets on Hedera. Their open-source Red Swan token studio on Hedera. They are further enabling the tokenization of digital securities. So there you go, the real estate market as well. BCG is just one of several firms like JP Morgan, Citi, and Goldman Sachs that identify the rapid tokenization of industries like real estate, fund management, and art as key areas of growth. And you could go on to read the rest. So do you see what I mean? How many massive announcements they've been putting out in the past week since that first announcement that everyone cared about. Now, nobody's paying attention to these other ones. So much is being tokenized on Hedera. They're doing so much work behind the scenes with big institutions, big names, and massive amounts of money. So that's why I panic bought more HBAR today. That is why I'm stacking my bag. And I hope you enjoyed this video and that information. If you did, let me know your thoughts in the comments. Leave a like on the video and subscribe to the channel. And I will catch you all later. Peace.